inspiration. Lots of food for thought for a Thursday. Let me take you back to the Republic Day parade. Like I said, it showcases India's strength, military, cultural, civilizational. And in line with this, Nari Shakti, or the power of women, was on full display today. Again, it was a day of firsts. Here's a report. A 21-gun salute by the indigenous 105mm Indian field guns welcomed President Draupadi Murmu as she arrived at the Kartavya Path along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Egypt's President and Chief Guest Abdel Fattah al-Sisi.
Safe and secure.
These made-in-India guns replace the Army's 25-pounder guns from the British era, which have been used so far for the ceremonial gun salute. For the first time ever, women constables featured in the Border Security Force's camel band, which has been a part of Republic Day celebrations since 1976. 12 Mahila Praharis from Gujarat, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra made their debut. President Draupadi Murmu took a salute from an all-women contingent of the Central Reserve Police Force, the CRPF, India's largest paramilitary force with over 3 lakh personnel in its ranks. This was part of the Modi government's Nari Shakti, or Women Empowerment theme for this year's Republic Day.
The motto of the CRPF.
A women aircrew of Dornier aircraft was part of the Indian Navy tableau, putting the spotlight on an all-women crew surveillance sortie, which was undertaken last year. "29-year-old Lieutenant Commander Disha Amrit, a naval air operations officer, led the Navy's marching contingent.
नौसेना का मार्चिंग कंटिंजेंट लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर दिशा अमृत के नेतृत्व में.
And now, following our guest contingent,
and the parade started with this.
Serving active horse cavalry regiment in the world.
The first contingent in the uniform of the 61st Cavalry, led by Captain Raizada Shaurya Bali. The 61st Cavalry Regiment is one of the largest and one of the last operational unmechanized horse-mounted cavalry units in the world. So that was the parade. Now let's talk about the chief guest. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the first leader from Egypt ever to grace this occasion. Why was he invited as a chief guest? How is the chief guest chosen? And why is this one significant? In the next few minutes, we'll discuss, first of all, why the Egyptian president? Well, for multiple reasons. The most obvious one is to deepen ties. Last year, Egypt and India celebrated 75 years of diplomatic relations. Egypt is one of India's oldest friends. It recognized India's independence within 3 days. India, as you would know, became independent on the 15th of August 1947, and Egypt recognized India on the 18th. Both countries are founding members of NAM, the Non-Aligned Movement. That period was the heyday. The friendship between Nehru and Nasser is legendary. But after that, India and Egypt drifted apart. Now Prime Minister Modi and President Sisi are attempting a revival. During this visit, India and Egypt have elevated their ties. Both countries are now strategic partners. And the case for deepening ties with Egypt is a compelling one. Egypt links Africa and West Asia, so it is an important trade gateway. The Suez Canal in Egypt is a major transit hub for Indian cargo. Beyond trade, there is defense. Egypt's military is the biggest in the region. Both sides are stepping up bilateral military drills. And Cairo has shown interest in Indian arms like the Tejas fighter jets, the Dhruv light attack helicopters, even the BrahMos missile. This year's Republic Day featured the Egyptian Armed Forces. The contingent had 180 personnel. President Sisi himself is a military man. He retired as a general in 2014. He's also held key defense portfolios. He served as the defense minister and as director of military intelligence. So defense cooperation is going to be important. But there is strategic convergence too. India is expanding its ties in West Asia. Prime Minister Modi has put his weight behind this project, and Egypt, with its growing profile in the region, will be a key partner. Last year, both sides added a new dimension to this partnership: food security. India is now a key supplier of wheat to Egypt. Last year, Cairo lifted an old tax barrier. The war in Ukraine threatened Egypt's food security. Supplies were disrupted, and India was quick to help. Long story short, there's a lot going for this partnership, and that explains why President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is the chief guest. Now to the second question. How do we pick a Republic Day chief guest? The process is elaborate. It begins at least 6 months before the event. India's Ministry of External Affairs prepares the list of potential invitees. The names are cleared at the highest level by Prime Minister and the President of India. But why a list? Why not just choose a name? Because of availability. A potential chief guest could have a packed schedule. They may not be able to turn up. When the list is ready, Indian ambassadors abroad begin their work. They make inquiries, and once they have a confirmation, New Delhi announces the name of the chief guest. That is the procedure. In terms of protocol, it is the highest honor extended by India to a foreign leader to be invited as a Republic Day chief guest. It is the ultimate sign of friendship with India. And in the last few decades, several world leaders have graced this occasion. Our next report recaps some of the prominent names. Vantage continues after a short break.
Raised in 1953, 61st Cavalry is the only serving active horse cavalry regiment in the world. And after the clip-clop of the horse hooves on the tarmac, we hear the rumble and the thunder of our mechanized columns. First detachment is of the main battle tank Arjun of 75 Armoured Regiment, led by Captain Amanjeet Singh. And following them, we have the Nag missile system of the 17 Mechanized Infantry Regiment, led by Lieutenant Siddharth Tyagi. And now approaching the saluting base, the BMP 2 of the Mechanized Infantry Regimental Center, led by Captain Arjun Sidhu of the 6th Battalion Mechanized Infantry Regiment. High mobility, lethal weapon system, night fighting capability, and the motto of the regiment, valor and faith.
अगला दस्ता सलामी मंच के सामने पहुंचता हुआ क्विक रिएक्शन लड़ाकू वाहन 3 लद्दाख स्काउट रेजिमेंट के कैप्टन नवीन दत्तरवाल के नेतृत्व में। ये वाहन आत्मनिर्भर भारत योजना के तहत भारतीय सेना के लिए खास तौर पर बनाया गया है। अगला दस्ता सलामी मंच के सामने K9 वज्र टी का है। उपस्थित जनसमूह विस्मित आह्लादित होकर इस सामरिक शक्ति का अवलोकन करते हुए K9 वज्र टी के दस्ते का नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं 224 मीडियम रेजिमेंट के लेफ्टिनेंट प्रखर तिवारी। सलामी मंच के सामने अगला दस्ता ब्रह्मोस का